Howdy, 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 everybody, and welcome to the iGPFUN Formula 3 series presented by VRS here on Total Sim Sport. I am Austin. I am joined by Seb Bosher Williams with Sean Cranleigh-Swash in the production booth, and we got a lovely race here at Monza for y'all today.
We certainly do. Thank you very much, Austin. It's going to be a great race, isn't it? It's a crazy track, and it's going to be an interesting opening lap, to say the least.
It certainly is. iGPFUN with its special starting rules. We should see not as craziness as we usually see in any official race or leagues at this point. But iGPFUN, everybody's here to have fun in a race. So the no 3 wide rule, no real big sending moments. I'm pretty sure Luca Verani was letting everybody know, hey, if you send it into turn 1, you're getting penalized and shamed for it. So we should see multiple people take it very easily into turn 1. Heck, I wouldn't be surprised if a few of them are just going to start from the pit lane, because this might turn into a parking lot at some point. Just everybody being conservative, like courteous. It starts with C. Nice. To everybody else.
I think that's a really good point, and yeah, I'll be keeping an eye on the timing tower to see if anybody does take your advice and starts from the pit lane.
Yeah, we got 49 drivers here, and about a minute to go until the 5 red lights, so I'm going to speed run this. Matty Hingley is up on pole, followed by Alex Fournier. Aaron Smith in 4th place, right behind Rodrigo Duran. I'm going crazy right now. Bames, Paul's Land, followed by Vincenzo, Vinci Monroe, Tony Jimenez, Alistair Hay, Evan Way, Simon Fessy, Lucas Maruk, Timo Braun, Will McIntyre, Luca Verani, Nico Vedman, Phil Waller, Robert Woodway, Andy Flint, Clark Williams, Leonardo Cherry, Stuart Millen, Adam Tasman, Mark Lovely, Nicholas Westman, Philip Lucas, Tony Rosario, Rafael Menzer, Daryl Rollinson, Keanu Richie Robinson, Rodrigo Vatsikonsulis, Hector Balaga, Richard Van Veen, Zolta Zomar, Cucciato, Sarah Molfatova, Reed Dennis, Alex Hopkins, Martin Devine, Marcelo Keller, Jacob Wally, Kevin Walsh, Jeffrey Brewer, Fabio Grassetto, Patrick Rolls, Noel Richie Robinson, Matthew Brewer, Matthew Gracie, Paul Happ, and Peter Brunziski at the end of our 49 car grid. As yeah, a lot of drivers, and hey, it's one of the best leagues on iRacing, featuring some of the best Formula 3 drivers in all of iRacing, so it's always happy to see everybody here show up for what a fantastic race that Monza is going to be, as the 5 red lights are coming on right now. It's time to get ready to go racing here at Monza. And it's a great start by the 116. Alex Fournier immediately jumps Matty Hingley off the start, as Rodrigo Duran on the back end of Matty Hingley. See Alex Fournier defending onto the inside. Already got a car lead clear of Matty Hingley as they go side by side, heading through turn 1. Now nobody, they were getting a good talking to of not sending it through there, so everybody taking their time. Yeah, they're parked in the background, actually, as they fling it through the curve grande. Matty Hingley on the back of Alex Fournier trying to chase him down right there. The fight for 3rd place between Aaron Smith and Rodrigo Duran is going on each other as well as they head into the 2nd chicane. And so far, a good opening lap by all these drivers up here. Biggest movement, well, I really shouldn't say the biggest movement. Yeah, biggest movement is from Fabio Gassetto, up 15 spots. I believe Fabio might have went off the track to avoid that car park right there. Speaking off the track, 5 cars immediately go off the track at the newly extended Lesmo 2 corner. Here's Matty Hingley on the back of Alex Fournier.
Indeed, yes, I think a lot of people taken to the escape roads. We see a move for the lead. Down the inside goes Hingley to retake his position.
That's on a curb! That's on a curb by Hingley!
To spinning.
Oh, he got airborne. Fournier trying to hold it around the outside of Matty Hingley. Somehow, they kept it, kept it clear of each other's car as Hingley takes the lead. Fournier had to back off, and now Fournier, they're 3 wide heading into Kermit Alvarento, but it's Rodrigo Duran around the outside of Alex Fournier to take 2nd place.
Oh, and they're all off the track on the exit of the Parabolica there.
Oh, they're using everything to their advantage right there to stay in that green-ish paint. I don't think it's AstroTurf, but it's paint. Just look at that fight for 2nd place.
Absolutely craziness on the first lap, of course. Now they can go 3 wide and scrap that.
Oh, no, 4 wide. And it's Fournier defending onto the inside. Look at the 150 around the outside. Vincenzo, Vinci Monroe at his home race, trying to hold it around the outside right there. The Italian jumps into third place with that move. He was going for second place, as if you just see in the background, the car is still trying to funnel into turn one. That is going to be a absolute constant throughout the first 5 laps, I gotta say. But Vinny is definitely putting a charge on this track right now, up 3 spots from where he started.
It's a great start from everybody so far. No real incidents too.
Talsma, O'Cherry, and Clark Williams all had to go into the pits again. I think Adam Talsma and Clark, I think they all got a little bump in the bang, but just 3 cars, and it's just small damage. Nobody's retired yet.
Yeah, certainly nobody's retired. So, I mean, again,
we are already cleaner than Formula One. We are already cleaner than Formula One.
We are already cleaner than Formula One. I think it's quite easy these days to be cleaner than Formula One. But those new rules really proving, the rules in the league really proving that they work very well and provide great racing as we.
Oh, look at this, the exit from Ascari right there. 2 cars fleeing all the way to the opposite side of the track, just trying to get clear of each other as they're too wide. And oh, that's somebody just hit the wall. I'm not sure who just hit the wall in the background.
Sarah. Number 79, I think that might be.
Oh, that was
teammate there.
You don't have to. You don't have to put the dagger in my heart. You know, I'm not biased in any way.
Of course you're not, but
I have to pay for that car.
So, just as we were saying as well, that everybody's been clean. Our first retirement, or at least major damage of the race so far. But I tell you what, Fournier up in second place, the 116 car.
Oh, with somebody missing the corner. He's going to be doing the chicane to shame and doing the slowdown dance right there. Luckily, the track is wide enough that you can just stay on the outside and not really get in anybody's way.
It's certainly designed for people to miss their braking zone and the speeds of this track. But yeah, Alex in second place, really falling away from Matty Hingley in the lead. So he needs to close that gap, but he is crucially outside of that slipstream range. So really going to be under pressure from the drivers behind him.
Yeah, and he's got Vinny right behind him. There's somebody way behind him. That was somebody, I think it was James Palestine or Rodrigo Duran. Taking a lot of off track right there. Actually, no, that was Tony Jimenez. As side by side heading into Ascari. It's the 23 of James Palestine down to the inside of Rodrigo Duran, followed by Aaron Smith, who's off the track, and Tony Jimenez in that little group. And Ascari is the exit of Ascari is so dangerous. We saw that with Sarah in the background. You can, oh my God. I don't know if you saw the. Oh my gosh. I might have caused that. Oh my God.
I don't think we should mention anything about how clean this race is. We'll just calm down what's happening.
I think I just cursed about 16 drivers. This is Darren Roldson going down the inside. Ascari. We saw this happen with Matty Hingley. He went wide and he hit these curbs on the inside. Well, it doesn't seem like they've hit the curbs right here, but I have a feeling one of the drivers might have hit the curbs on the apex. And oh, he's already happened?
It's already happened up ahead. So it looks like it's Stuart Mill, and that is a lot of cars.
That is just deadly.
So I mean, I'm looking at my timing page, and it's almost half the cars are currently in the pits. Just to give you sort of an idea of the scale of the incident, I'd start reading out all the names, but I think I'd have to be as quick as you, Austin, there.
Well, the cars that have been in the pits so far from that incident, it would be Philip Waller, Mark Lovely, Kevin Walsh, Reed Dennis, Martin Devine, Jacob Wally, Fabio Gassetta, Will McIntyre, Robert Ridgway, Sir Millen, Nicholas Westman, Rafael Munzer, Daryl Rollinson, Hector Balagar, and Kuji Ida were all involved in that incident.
Incredible. I mean, it's just, and all because it looks like somebody just got their exit of this Ascari chicane wrong, and round, there you go, talking of almost going round, the 104 car there proving how difficult that is. That's Alistair Hay on board that machine at the moment. How many?
20.
Yeah, how many racing lines are there currently on the track? It's absolute carnage. It's Alistair Hay having to defend to the inside. can wait, go around the outside like he can as he pushes him right towards that dangerous AstroTurf. Where, I don't know if you remember, Austin, we saw that huge crash in the F3 in real life a few years ago, and it's so dangerous in the Parabolica if you get onto that AstroTurf.
Yeah, the AstroTurf can really take away the speed from your cars. We see side-by-side fight. Matty Hingley. Wait, how did Hingley fall down to fourth?
That's a good point. Let's have
Vinny's down in the fourth. He was leading the race. We saw that replay. Now Matty Hingley, the former race leader, is down in fourth, and the new leader of the race is Vincenzo Vinny Monroe. On his home track. I blinked for 2 seconds and I missed an entire feed. We'll get a replay of what's happened to Matty Hingley, but this is confusing.
Certainly is, yeah. So looking at what happened, right? Let's have a look.
Oh, sorry. He's going slow. Huh? That's a slowdown, or he got bored.
Wow. I'm speechless at that. He's dropping down again. No, sorry, that's lapped cars.
Yeah, he's got lapped cars. There's we got about 16 lapped cars. Yeah, it is. Quick math. About 16, 17 lapped cars in the field right now. Matty Hingley's entangled with all of them. The 116, the 115 of Alex Fournier and Vincenzo Vinny Monroe on Vincenzo's home race are battling for the lead. Alex Fournier is in second place. Vincenzo's in the lead, but we got two leaders going on right now.
Certainly, absolutely craziness to start this race. Lap 6.
It's broke our timing tower. We got two leaders.
We do indeed. We'll have to try and fix that in the background. Down the inside goes Hingley.
Matty, that's too deep. Oh, very great awareness by James, who is side by side now. That is the fight for fourth place, not third place. I don't know what's going on with this timing tower.
So, just to run you down your order, Vinny Morone in the lead with Alex Fournier right behind him. Rodrigo Duran in third with Matty Hingley in fourth. So far, there you go. All updating. This race is just too crazy for any software to keep up with. Lap 6 of this race so far, and I don't know what's happening. Honestly, I don't know what's happening.
A lot of stuff is happening right now. I'm going to be honest, I'm loving every bit of it. We were expecting a crazy race, and we're already 6 laps in. We broke our timing tower. Leaders got a random slowdown, 16 cars to finish in the Shadow Realm, and there's a smile on my face. I'm not an agent of chaos or anything, but I'm happy.
I think we all are. Probably somebody that isn't happy is Matty Hingley, down in fourth place after being really slow on the exit of Ascari. Don't quite know what happened with him. It would be great to see after the race what happened, because very strange behavior.
I think our theory of a slowdown might be what's actually happened. We saw him attack Ascari very aggressively when he made that overtake on Alex Fournier, where he went across and clipped those curbs. I feel like he's done that again and missed the corner, as there's Alex Fournier right in front of Matty Hingley. Hingley's got the 84 lapped car. The 84 is the last car. Oh, early on the brakes, it was Fournier. Hingley dives down to the inside right there, and Fournier and Hingley side by side through the chicane, and leaving no room at all between each other. Alex Fournier and Matty Hingley battling out for third place. Hingley on the inside, Fournier on the outside, and then there's James Polsland right behind him, and that's Rodrigo Duran. That wasn't a back bar in the top 4 of the fight for second place is really going on right there, but it's really a scrap for third as Hingley goes down to the inside to defend from the attacking Fournier as they're attacking Rodrigo Duran and getting off into the grass right there as Duran's keep scrapping with each other because he got really close down the straightaway, and the person who's really loving all this is Vincenzo Vinny Monroe, who is running away from these this pack of 4 in the fight for second place.
Certainly is. Great move there by Duran just to get past the pair of them and even gap them just a little bit at that number 84 car. But Duran chasing down Vinny Morone now. The gap is just under a second, so he will get a little bit of a benefit of a slipstream down the ever-important straights here. So it really just got to watch that gap now just to see, can Duran sort of gain on Morone? And we have a battle for the lead once again. And
Well, we know on how fast we know how fast Matty Hingley is around this track. He got pole as there's the 23 of James Palsland going down to the inside of Alex Fornero at the entry of Curva Alboreto as they are side by side. Where is Alex going? Alex Fornero, his pace just gone absolutely down the dumpster. I think he might be running a higher downforce car than everybody else. You can see everybody running that minimized downforce aero package. I think Alex might just have a little bit more grip in the car to keep those tires alive as he really sends it into the braking zone to stay ahead of James. You can see somebody might have locked up through there. I think that was Fornero as he goes a bit wide and around. A little switchback move. James Palsland gets back into 4th place. He's cleared Alex Fornero right there. Yeah, I think Alex might be running a higher downforce.
I mean, if he is, it's certainly really interesting, you know, trying to keep the tires, playing the long game.
Look at the 11 of Tellez! He was showing a move right there. I'm sorry to interrupt you, but every time I see a move happen, I just get excited with these guys.
I mean, this race is absolutely insane. I'm struggling to find the words, but Tellez, yeah, really being very optimistic, trying to get past the second chicane.
Okay.
Thought better of it in the end, but
I'm gonna ask Sean. Sean, can we get a shot of just Alex Fornero? He might have floor damage, I think. When he comes across the side, let's take a look at the floor, because if we see, you can see the floor damage on the floor. Well, that's where the damage would be if he does have floor damage. He's losing a lot of pace, so I feel like that's floor damage he has.
I mean, Cubs here, very vicious, known for it. You know, we've seen incidents in the final corner of the Ascari sort of chicane. You can get floor damage so easily. So, yeah, it'd be really interesting to see.
I think on the left side, there might be a little chink in that floor. If it's all under floor damage and not on the side, that's also a possibility. If you go onto the roll bar, and you see the front nose all scratched up, that's also an indication for you having floor damage as well. Oh, yeah. Yeah, there's a few scratches right there. So Fornero does have floor damage.
How disappointing for him. He had such good pace at the early stages of this race. So really unfortunate for him, and it's just going to hurt him so much throughout the race.
Hingley on Duran for 2nd place. Hingley using all the curves right there, sliding around there, and he made that move absolutely work. Matty Hingley back into 2nd place.
Sorry to cut in there. He was 5/10 quicker than our race leader on that last lap, just to show how dominant he is at the moment in this phase of the race.
As here's our race leader, Vincenzo Vinny Monroe, going down the straightaway. In the lead, he's got a lap car ahead of him before they flipped into the shadow realm. As Matty Hingley, last lap compared to Hingley, Vincenzo is half a second slower than Matty. Matty is on a completely different pace than everybody else.
He really is. He's just showing how dominant he is at the moment. I mean, Morone is certainly not slow. We know this. We've seen this in past races, but Hingley has just unlocked some extra speed here at this track. But don't count out Rodrigo Duran right behind Hingley. He is in the slipstream, and worryingly for Morone, Hingley's going to bring Duran into this fight, and we easily could see a three-way battle for the lead once again. So we are certainly the race has not been decided. Is Tellez now having a look at Simon Fessy. Tellez making that, or trying to make the move on the car. I can't remember who was ahead of him earlier on. Is I think
Alex Fornero.
Alex Fornero, thank you. I was looking for his name on the timing stand just to see where he's at, and I do believe.
Tellez! Side by side through there. That is beautiful.
He's been trying to do that before, and certainly preferring the second chicane for his overtaking moves so far. Great racing up and down the field. Still quite a few drivers out and about on the racetrack, but again, quite a lot of retirees after that incident that we saw in the Ascari chicane.
Yeah, Scar is the absolute killer of a chicane. It's a wonderful complex of corners, and you got to really nail that to really nail a lap around here. When you're running with low downforce, your car can slide all over the place, and it is for Simone Fessy right there. Around goes Fournier and into the wall!
Well, he certainly got damaged now. I just saw him in 5th, and I thought he was doing well, and thought he'd recovered, and
Stop thinking positive things. You're cursing every driver out there.
I'm sorry. I think it's going to be another tale of taking too much apex curve at the final part of the Ascari chicane, and just hitting that curve, and the suspension just can't deal with it. And round you go with Hellas very close to the entry there.
Yeah, I think he was faking, just like, I'm going to go this way. Follow me if you want to get the draft, and then pulling out of the way. But absolutely, the tires might have been worked up because of the low downforce, floor damage as well. It's taking too much curve, you overload the car. Here's an instant replay of what happened to Fournier. Inside curve, upsets the car, gets into the grass, and really upsets the car, and then bam! And that's going to be an insurance claim right there. One Formula 3 car and a lot of carbon fiber.
And a very quick exit from the sim. Fournier clearly not very happy with that incident, but I think he's
not the only retirement from that incident. So
no, certainly. And to be honest, I think as soon as he picked up any sort of damage around this track, you're onto a little bit of a loser. It's so important to have straight line speed around here, and I think he did a great job to keep it in 5th like he'd done for so many laps, but I think he was sort of bound to sort of drop through the field. But it's always a shame to see a car go out like that.
Yeah, now here's our fight for the lead. Vinny Moreau and Matty Hingley, the Sergeant at Arms, taking at the home race hero of Vincennes. Vinny Monroe at the lead, up 5 spots. Matty Hingley, the pole sitter, after that slowdown penalty at Ascari. Well, he's back where he wants to be in 2nd place, and he's looking for that fight for the lead. Who is going to be on the lead? Let's ride on board of Matty Hingley.
How effective the slipstream is down the main straight, just sort of tucking in to the invisible sort of speed boost that is the slipstream behind Vinny Moroni. Will he feel the need to pull out?
Oh, he's looking down it. He's going a bit deep onto the brakes and give that thing slow down and give it a little bit of a love tap mid-corner. Matty Hingley, He's slowing up. There wasn't a cut corner at all right there. He's kept it within track limits. Matty Hingley just let by Rodrigo Duran.
Do we think he's got some sort of like pedal issue maybe? Or did he take a little bit too much of the first apex curve? I didn't sort of catch it.
He didn't hit the curb. He didn't hit the curb. There was no slowdown right there.
How strange. I mean, we've seen some really strange things in this race.
Is he bored? Is he bored? Is he bored?
I mean, it's fairly... it's kind of the word. I mean, you have to be fairly brave to...
I think Matty Hingley is bored right now. Let's get a replay. Yeah, he just slows up. He hits Vinny right there, and then he just slows up the speeds back up. This is kind of what we saw at Ascari. I feel like Matty Hingley, just to keep himself enjoying the race, is on purposely just letting him by. Letting by other drivers to stay with them. Now, our producer asks, is that bad sportsmanship? I wouldn't say it is, but it is confusing in what's going on.
I mean, if it is what he's doing, it's certainly not good sportsmanship. Yeah, I think the jury's out for me on whether that that's a good idea. I mean, it's fairly brazen.
He just wants to have fun. Like, I don't understand that, but I do not understand why he would just slow down. I was like, I don't want to take this fight. Down the inside once again goes Matty Hingley. What it is, he definitely is padding his he's definitely padding his highlight reel.
It certainly is. I mean, maybe he thinks that the broadcast won't be exciting enough and needs to sort of provide us with some extra overtakes, but I think we can assure him that it's really been pretty adventurous.
Yeah. All in all, Matty Hingley has been having a very great race. No mistakes at all. Absolutely perfect race. And Duran is definitely not happy about that one. You see him going all the way down to the inside of Lesmo 1. Matty Hingley, very good, as they use some of the off track right there. And a lot more of it next time. You see how many people have used that off track and then overcooked it by the amount of tires still on the track heading into that inside wall. As this is Richard Van Veen side by side with Nico Veldman.
Great move by Veldman. Looked like a very late move down the inside of the second chicane. Actually proving to be, yeah, proving that the second chicane is a really good overtaking opportunity, because it's really hard to run side by side through there. You can do it, but you need to have a lot of trust in the driver next to you, and a lot of trust in the iRacing netcode too. So I think it's a good place to overtake if you have the overspeed. Do we think Rodrigo Duran's going to come back at Matty Hingley down the back straight? Rodrigo Duran clearly not happy with whatever's happening with Hingley's race, and we think he's going to be quite keen to sort of make his point down into turn one.
You see Duran looking all the way down the inside. I've seen Matty Hingley defend very aggressively before. Covers off Duran right there as they continue to have that fight. I'm going through the driver chat right now. No mention from Matty Hingley on having a trouble with the pedals. So my only hypothesis is he's just letting it by.
Wow, just caught my eye going down the field. Matthew Gracie up 28 positions from his starting spot.
What a race so far by the Californian. Matthew Gracie. Best of the Gracies. Up into 19th, up 28 spots. Fantastic. He's leading out Andy Flint and Jeffrey Brewer right behind him. The three Americans, 19th, 20th, and 21st.
Yeah, 5-second gap to the car ahead, so I think this battle is theirs for a little bit.
And Matty's mom is in the chat, but not Matthew's mom. Matty Hingley's mom is in the chat.
Well, can we get his mum to sort of confirm or deny what's going on with her son? Currently in second place, 1.2 seconds behind the leader, Duran. Ahead of Duran now by 6/10, and this is a battle between Tellez and Fessy.
Oh, Tellez on that inside line, heading into Curva Alboreto, ahead of Aaron Smith. Aaron Smith kind of in the middle in there. And so he does have a problem. It's his steering wheel. Oh my gosh, Aaron Smith pushing someone Fessy into the grass right there. Matty Hingley has a steering wheel issue.
I bet you he can't change up. I've actually had that problem in racing.
Oh, Smith on the outside. Sorry to interrupt you before we head into what that problem is, but Smith defending from Fessy and attacking Tellez. Tellez and Smith going side by side. Fessy was very squirmy under the brakes right there, but absolute craziness happening. But yeah, the apparent problem is Matty Hingley having a steering wheel issue, and I think it's a upshift problem.
It must be. So I've had that during an endurance race, and I mean, there's nothing you can really do, right? I mean, if you can't shift up, you can't increase your speed, and we've seen this in Formula One races, but not many people have the option to just grab another wheel and pop it on. So, I mean, if that's the case for Hingley, at least it looks sort of intermittent, and he's only had it twice during this race. But if it gets worse, I mean, he's going to be really scuppered, and it's disaster for Hingley, because I mean, it sounds so obvious, but it's so crucial. It's such a crucial part of the driving.
And if you can't upshift, there's a risk of running your engine hot. So I think it might be downshifts, because we've only seen him slow up out of a corner, and I feel like he's unable to downshift, and so that's why he's slow out of the corner, because he seems perfectly fine heading into the corner. It's just the exit of his corner just seemed a little bit slow when he's having that issue. But right now I feel like it's fixed currently. But man. This is Lucas, beautiful car.
It's a beautiful car indeed. Yeah, I think just going back to Hingley, I think it's probably an upshift issue, because he's been really good in the braking zones. I think if you were struggling with the downshifts, you wouldn't get the engine braking. I think we're going to see some action into turn one once again.
Maruk attacking the 92, but the 92 getting ahead of them right there. That is Hay and Way. Hay and Evan Way having a little bit of fun right there. Hey, Way, Hay. Way, hey, whoa. Alistair Hay ahead of Way.
Indeed, as racing getting pretty fraught. 10 laps to go in this race.
Oh,
so
here we go again. Hay defending from Way down to the inside once more. And here comes Way. Oh, he's trying to find his way around the outside, then switch back down to the inside. But Alistair Hay staying ahead of Way. And Lucas Maruk just staying right there. And, oh, Rodrigo Duran's out of the race. The driver in third place is out of this race. Was this another Ascari?
Was this another Ascari? I don't think they've actually made it to Ascari yet. Is this going to be a victim of Lesmo 2? I think it actually might be.
Well, Lesmo 2. And,
just going to hit the grapple. Round he goes. We saw a lot of that in qualifying. Before we went live, so many cars went off at that exact spot. It was only a matter of time before somebody did that in the race, but disaster there for Rodrigo Duran. Had a great race going. Was a little bit annoyed with Hingley.
Seb, Hingley, you know how you said nobody has a spare wheel to take it off? I've heard of a few incidents of NASCAR drivers taking off their wheel in the middle of the race and then putting back on to reset the center. That's what he's done. He's taken his wheel off and then put it back on, coming out of a corner to reset it.
That's crazy. Because he's had to do that. Yeah, he must have had to do that twice. So clearly got some sort of electrical issue there.
Yeah, that's
I mean,
what I'm being informed as. So thank goodness we have a straight line to Maddie's mom to let us know what's happening right here. And oh, he gets turned around. Oh, they try to go side by side through the exit of the first chicane, and oh, getting airborne, flying through the air. And Alistair Hay is going to tow into the pit lane, and that is a absolute unfortunate move. As Nico Velvet back again, squirming all over the place coming out of that corner.
I think Hay there had, I think it didn't look like too much of a hit with the back of the car, but I think he probably sort of disconnected one of the rear drive shafts, and that's kind of game over in these cars. Of course, these cars do have the new damage model, so it's something that these drivers really have to think about. So disaster there for Alistair Hay.
Yeah, Antonio Tella is under pressure by Aaron Smith. Smith showing down the inside, but not going for that move. A lot of curbs taken by Antonio Tellez right there. Big slide through that final corner. Here comes Aaron Smith. He was seeing that fight right there. And Smith, looking down the inside right there. Driver of the 42 heading into the curve. Alboreto, not going to be alongside, and just pops right back in there. But he's got to watch out. Simone Fessy has been behind these two for a while, and he's known all their tricks on overtaking, and he might catch them off guard.
I think that these drivers really will have to be aware of that. I think Fessy's sort of the silent lurker at the moment, just, you're right, watching, stalking, just waiting for that opportunity. And if these two take each other out...
Smith down to the inside. That's a curving line by Tony in the braking zone. And Aaron Smith, he saw they had to go down to the inside even more. I think Tony Jimenez's brake bias might be a little bit too far backwards. That car is all over the place in the braking zone. And here comes Simone Fessy down to the inside of Curva Grande.
Great move there by Smith there to get past him, and Fessy really looking aggressive so far. This is his time to shine. Almost goes into the back of Aaron Smith there, but just manages to slow it down in time. All opposite lock on the exit.
Fight for the lead. Matty Hingley and Vincenzo Vinny Moreau are battling for the lead, coming out of Les 1-2 and down the straightaway, going underneath the old oval. Matty Hingley is on the gearbox of Vincenzo Vinny Moreau, who is going to go for the lead of this race, heading into Ascari. Oh, Hingley looked down to the inside right there. It's like, hey, hope I'm not distracting you on this corner entry, but Vincenzo's not phased at all. Here comes Matty Hingley, the sergeant at arms, trying to regain the lead of this race after that issue popped up after he was pretty much running away for the rest of the field. Vinny under pressure, Hingley on the offensive as they head into Curva Alboreto this time.
Hingley just needs to sort of follow him. Moroni very wide on exit. That's going to really compromise his run down towards turn one. This is Hingley's chance. Once again, he has made a habit of overtaking for the lead. This will be his third attempt, I think. Is he
they are going down to the inside. They're bumping wheels on the straightaway. They're making contact right there. They kept each car going straightaway. Hingley onto the inside. Monroe onto the outside. Monroe's able to hold it around the outside right there. Hingley backed off right there. Oh, I can tell you a few choice words will probably set between both the drivers as there was contact wheel banging down the straightaway between these two.
just wholly unnecessary. And just, you sort of need to just, I mean, you're racing for the lead. You've got a 3-second gap. You can sort of play a little bit safer, but they've just managed to get away with no damage. Just Hinkley down the inside. Just back
he
off.
was looking for a hit right there. They touched mid-corner once again. Off the track goes Vinci Monroe as, oh my gosh, this fight for the lead is, I'm expecting a table and a few chairs to be thrown between these two now, because we've certainly passed a little soft punching.
I think we certainly have, and another straight down towards Ascari. Hinkley likes this Ascari chicane. What can he do? Is Morone, yeah, it's just, I think he defends a little bit towards the inside, sort of a done deal if a car gets
here comes Hinkley! He has to slam on the brakes right there, toss out the anchor to get that thing slowed down to the inside.
I mean, Hinkley's just got so much overspeed at every point of this racetrack. He's so quick in a straight line. He must have absolutely tuned that car for maximum top speed, and it's certainly paying off for him as we head through the Parabolica curve once again, and we see some more drama on the start-finish straight. Never mind turn one.
Yeah, start-finish straight. I feel like Vinny is just very passionate about winning this race. You know, I know he runs a Ferrari helmet on Trading Paints when I raced with him too. He's got the Italian flag on his car as well. Hinkley's going on to the outside. Vinny's onto the inside, heading into turn one. Hinkley's got the car into the lead at corner entry. Hinkley swings it onto the outside, but Vinny's right there off the exit, but it's going to be Matty Hinkley into the lead of this race on lap 20.
Moroni won't be happy with that. Hinkley just sort of cut across him at the last minute there, and there was a little bit of contact. But Moroni now has that benefit of the slipstream. What can he do about that? 6 laps to go in this race, all to play for. And we know how crucial the slipstream has been. But Moroni there, already, Hinkley, half a second ahead of Moroni, just through that little bit of a love tap on the exit of turn 2. So what can Moroni do? And if these drivers continue to fight and battle it out for the race lead, Hausland is just 3 seconds behind. He is a dark horse in this race. Watch out for him in the closing stages.
And Matty Hinkley, a driver who's been struggling with electrical issues on his wheel at the start of this race, have all those issues been fixed throughout this race? Because the reliability of that wheel can also make him fall out of the lead of this race and maybe fall over to James, because he lost about 4 seconds when he was in the lead of this race and dropped down to 4th.
He did indeed. So if you're Hinkley, you must be absolutely praying that your wheel continues to work. Just holds out for another 6 laps of Monza. And unfortunately for him, lots of downshifts, lots of heavy braking zones. He's sort of, you're using, well, every gear, you're going from 6th to 1st for quite a lot of braking zones. So it's sort of worst case scenario if you have got a little bit of a wheel issue. But on that lap, he was almost a second quicker than Vinny Morone. So Hinkley,
he definitely has the
good.
pace. He definitely has the pace to win this race. It's just, does he have the reliability right now to win this race? It's funny that we're talking about reliability, because every time we talk about reliability and watching after the shifts, it sounds like I'm talking in the F1 game in the career mode when your car gets reliable. Aaron Smith down to the inside, a little bit of a lockup right there as they make contact wheel to wheel off the exit.
Alex has been very impressive on the brakes all throughout this race. He's been making some great moves, and that was another one round the outside, but Smith not happy about that. And is he going to try and do the Tele special down the inside? I do believe he is.
Yeah, but Tella's got the around the outside special 2 for 1, but oh, he just backs off right there. Smith down to the inside. Telos falls down to 6th place. Back to our fight for the lead. Vinny just closed that gap to Monroe. Vinny's just closed that gap to Matty Hinkley. As look at Vinny looking down to the inside, then looking on to the outside, all over the gearbox of Matty Hinkley. He's not going to throw it into Ascari right here, as Matty down into Ascari, avoiding all the curbs, getting onto the grass just a little bit off the exit. They do have a lapped car. That is the 22 ahead of them, the 22 being Kevin Walsh. And here comes Vinny down to the inside into Alboreto curve.
Hinkley's going to hang it out wide, get the better cut back. I think Moroni's played his hand a little bit too early in this exchange, because he's just gifted Hinkley the slipstream all down the back straight. But of course, we've seen these two go to blows on the back straight. Will it happen once again?
Hinkley's going
low.
low. The track tightens around there, and Vinny knows that. He gives him all the room down to the inside, so they avoid wheel-to-wheel contact once again. Hingley onto the brakes, back into the lead. But he goes a little bit wide. He hits the inside curb. Vinny gets into his gearbox right there. They're still nose to tail with each other.
Moroni's got such an opportunity down into the second chicane now. The lap car won't be affecting them at the moment as he pulls to the outside through Curva Grande down to the braking zone. Moroni really needs to get this pass, and crucially for Moroni, this will allow him just to gain a little bit of distance on Hingley, but he can't make the move.
He wasn't going for the move right there. Kevin Walsh saw all this happening behind him. It's like, I don't want any of this spicy pasta going on right now behind him. As Vincenzo Vinny Moreau trying to chase down Matty Hingley, had a bad exit through Lesmo 1. Hingley starting to pull away. Last lap, Monroe had a better Lesmo 2, closed in half a second on them. And while this is going on, James Paulsland has closed in on them, but last lap, fastest lap of the race is Vincenzo Vinny Moreau. Hingley weaving onto the straightaway, defending onto the inside, and just trying to stay clear of the attack range of Vinny Monroe. And are we going to see Vinny go a little bit of attacking again on that back straightaway? I feel like he showed his hand at what is possible on this back straight. As you can see, Matty weaving on the back straightaway, trying to break open that draft. Vinny just staying with them. I think Vinny at this point should just be waiting at this point, just staying with Matty Hingley and just waiting to the last lap because he knows that he can make that overtake into Curva Alboreto.
I think it's very much like NASCAR strategies. You know, whoever is second in the final lap of the race has got the best chance of winning. Moroni there,
Here goes Vinny!
running to the outside.
And that's an inside line by Hingley. Hingley swooping back over, laid onto the brakes. They switch back again. It's a switch back by Vinny, but they cover each other off. There's contact between them. Oh man, the elbows are certainly out right now. You see Vinny all over the gearbox right there. I'm going to be honest. We're going to come back to them at one point. We're just going to see the bump drafting out of the corner.
I mean, it's certainly very NASCAR-esque so far. Hingley moves to the inside once again to defend the corner. He will be slow on exit. Will Moroni be thinking of a move into Lesmo 1? Oh, he gets a lot of oversteer on exit. I think those rear tyres really starting to heat up with this battle. Well, it's Moroni's best chance to win this race, just to back off, stay in that slipstream and attack on the final lap into the Parabolica.
That's what I would be doing if I was Vinny. I would just be staying with Hingley. Might be filling the mirrors, make Hingley just a little bit unnerved, and just wait for that last opportunity heading into Parabolica. You know, if you get a great run coming out of Ascari, you have this made. And I think Vinny Moreau is definitely trying to have that knowledge in his bank that he can, if he has a great line through Ascari, get it into that draft and send it into Alboreto Curva, he can definitely make this. As Matty Hingley once again weaving down the back straightaway, defending from Vincenzo Vinny Monroe as they are nose to tail once more through Curva Alboreto. 3 laps to go and they come across this curve.
Let's see what the strategy is going to be. Will Moroni play the long game, or does he just smell the P1 and want that more than anything? And interestingly, not really catching his third place as we see another move for the lead.
Yeah, he's showing a move on the outside. That inside line by Matty Hingley is going to be really cooking those tires, and the brake disc right there covers them off onto the corner entry. Vinny is playing Matty Hingley right there. He's like, you get aggressive onto the inside and just stress out those tires and brake discs and everything. And he's going to try to risk Matty Hingley over defending right there and try to risk a lockup from Matty Hingley.
I mean, you have to say, if you're from Moroni's point of view, Hingley has been so on the limit of going off at turn 1 for the last 2 laps. He's really been going super deep on the brakes, and that's going to really hurt your tyres, and it's so easy to go off there at turn 1. So Moroni might be hoping for that, but I think Moroni must be feeling like he's in such a good position as Hingley almost does exactly what we saw earlier from, I can't quite remember the name, sorry, Rodrigo Duran did earlier in this race, hit the gravel and spun into the wall. So as much as Hingley is in the lead at the moment, he needs to get to the finish as well. And, you know, I think we sort of forget sort of how hard it is to drive these cars at the limit. Hingley doing a great job, so is Moroni. And Pausland not really able to catch up.
Yeah, James is really just, he's got no help of it in front of him. The draft is kind of falling away. and these two are running at a very high pace that James just can't catch up to him. But James currently in a very comfortable 3rd place. And Matty Hingley pulled away half a second that lap from Vincenzo Vinny Monroe, who is just kind of being towed along with the draft. He needs these next 2 laps to really close up on Matty Hingley before that white flag drops, or else he's going to be kind of just stuck down a creek without a paddle and unable to fight for the lead. So this lap is going to be nearly perfect for Vincenzo Vinny Monroe if he wants to challenge for the lead. Luca Veroni looking down to the inside of Dimo Braun.
A little bit of a lock-up there from somebody up ahead is Luca Varane making a great move on the inside of the number 14 car of Timo Bruun there. So great move by Luca Varane again. But, and this is the best thing about Monza, we've got another straight coming up right now. What can Timo do down towards the 2nd chicane?
He's going to answer Luca. Looking down to the inside right now. He's looking down to the inside, decided not a good idea to really send one. And Vincenzo Vinny Monroe and Matty Hingley's line, I don't know if you saw that, our timing tower just went pure red by both of them. Did they both go off track when chasing each other? I'm going to be honest, I think it was just them just extending Lesmo 2 as far as that they can go. Oh, no, Luca! How did you save that?
Absolute save of the century there. And we were just talking a lap ago about Hingley sort of getting really close to doing that. And we've just seen what can happen if you get it wrong. Luca Varane there, somehow just managing to save the car. I think he'll still be shaking after that one. I can't imagine how close that must have been.
I know his livery has a bird of some sort. I'm pretty sure he extended the wings, started flapping up this point. He locked up the brakes, turned away from it, and just somehow saved it. That is a save of the century by Luca right there.
Very Max Verstappen-esque at Brazil, you know, just using the brake pedal just perfectly to rotate the car but not hit the wall there. I mean, great feel.
Yeah, white flag is in the air. A second separates Matty Hingley and Vincenzo Vinny Monroe. Matty Hingley pulling out all the pace right there when it counted most. But now Vinny, oh, he's going to be really charging if he wants to go for that lead. Probably praying to whatever wizard controls the electricity in Matty Hingley's wheel that it falls apart. Matty probably praying to that exact wizard too as well, as they are going on for this race, separated by a second right now. And just a few corners left. Hingley and Monroe in the bout for 1 and 2. They got James Powellsland 1, 2, 3. And all 3 of these drivers absolutely off the chart on the pace. They combined are 14 seconds ahead of 4th place and the rest of the field.
Absolutely astonishing. And just to highlight that, Hingley, last lap was a 43.7. Now, it wasn't the official fastest lap of the race because, as we noted, he did get an off track. But, I mean, he is running almost a second quicker than everybody around him. Absolutely incredible job by Hingley, even after all of those technical issues that he's had. Tellez, though, we've seen him under the brakes. Does he feel like he can make a move on Smith up ahead?
Yeah, Smith defending right there as Matty Hingley takes the win here at Monza, ahead of Vinny Monroe at his home race. 2nd place, and James Powellsland comes home in 3rd place. And Matty Hingley probably slamming on the brakes right there to chunk that wheel out of his sight. That was giving him a lot of heartbreak, a little bit of a chance right there. Aaron Smith comes home in 5th place as we saw Tellez weaving the car, trying to get ahead of Lucas Marouk, finishing ahead of Evan Way, who finishes down in 10th place. Oh man, heartbreak happening for a few of these cars. Matthew Gracie has had an issue. Matthew Gracie down in 23rd, extremely slow. He was caught up in Lesmo too, as he was overtaken by Jeffrey Brewer.
Disaster on the last lap. Let's have a look at a replay here.
Oh, they're side by side. This is Adam Talsman. There's contact heading into Lesmo 2. Talsman on the inside. Brewer nowhere, no room to go for Matthew Gracie, as there goes Jeffrey Brewer down to the inside. Matthew Gracie, who luckily enough is probably the only driver thankful for that gravel trap on the outside right there.
I think you're probably right. I mean, that could have been an aeroplane crash so easily. We could have seen cars flying and both of the drivers not even being able to make it to the end of the race there. So I think they'll be counting their lucky stars as Matthew Gracie comes across the line in 23rd place after gaining 24 places throughout the race, and one of the largest gainers on the grid.
Yeah, biggest mover of the grid. We haven't talked about him at all. Was Patrick Rowlands as Sonny Rosario comes across the line to finish his race down in 26. As here are your race results. Seb, take it away.
No, Matty Hingley is your race winner after a great race, even after having some technical issues with Vincento Morone in second. James Powland was third to round out your podium. Simon Fessy was fourth with Aaron Smith right behind him in fifth, and then Antonio Tellez sixth. Timo Braun was seventh with Luca Varani in eighth. Lucas Maruk in ninth, and Evan Way rounds out your top 10. Just outside the top 10 was Philip Lucas in 11th with Nico Veldman behind him. Richard Van Veen was 13th with Alex Hopkins in 14th. Andy Flint was 15th. Marcelo Klessler was 16th with Patrick Rowlands, our biggest gainer of the race, in 17th. Killen Richie Robinson in 18th with Zoltan Zamota in 19th. Mark Lovey in 20th. Adam Telsma is in 21st with Jeffrey Brewer in 22nd. Matthew Gracie, as we were discussing, in 23rd, with Noel Richie Robinson in 24th. 25th is Clark Williams with Sonny Verezio in 26th. Robert Ridgway in 27th with Kevin Walsh in 28th. Jacob Whaley is 29th with Will McIntyre in 30th. Peter Brzezinski is 31st with Matthew Brewer in 32nd, the last of our finishers. Then we have Alistair Hay, who DNF'd 10 laps to go with Rigo Duran as well, with Itoa also following them. Alex Fournier there, of course, having that incident at the Ascari chicane, even with Vasconcelos also having trouble during the race. Darren Rowlinson, Leonardo Cherry with Rafael Mienza as well in 40th place. And of course, we had that huge incident, didn't we, at the Ascari chicane that saw so many people retire. People like Paul Happ, Martin Devine, Ray Dennis, Phil Waller, Hector Balaguer, and Fabio Grassetto there. Quite a few retirements. We're not really used to seeing that many retirements, are we, in this race series, Austin?
That crash is one of the biggest crashes I've seen in iGPFUN series. Now, it was an unavoidable crash. It was one mistake right there, and then an absolute unavoidable crash that involved 16 cars right there. And next week, well, we head to Bathurst, unbelievable or not. That is going to be a very crucial first lap by a few of these drivers.
It certainly is, and if you know, we saw how unavoidable that crash was at Ascari, and it's such a wide track here, no walls, and Bathurst is completely the opposite. So if somebody sort of makes a mistake there, you can see, it's not unheard of to have the whole grid end up in an accident. So I think a lot of people are going to be spending a lot of time practicing cold tire runs and just nailing that first lap, because it's so crucial. And the best thing about this league is that they put a lot of emphasis into being safe on lap one. So I think that should give us a really good chance of having some great racing there.
Yeah, it was a lot of great racing, especially for the lead with Matty Hingley battling Vinny Moreau, and also battling an electrical problem to take the lead, and also battling throughout the field was absolutely fantastic. And today was just a highlight field day. A few incidents happening around there, but oh man, it was a very fun day, and I'm happy. I got a smile on my face.
I certainly do too, and I think I'm going to need a lie down and a cold beer after that one.
I don't drink, so I'll go for some lemonade.
I don't drink either, but I think after that race I might make an exception.
Well, I hope everybody enjoyed watching this race here at Total Sin Sport for another fantastic round of the iGPFUN Formula 3 League presented by VRS here from Monza. Next week we head to Down Under and over to Bathurst Mountain for a exciting race around there. I'm pretty sure everybody's going to be excited for that one. Who can conquer the mountain? Well, you just have to find out next week. I've been joined by Seb Bosher Williams and Sean Cranleigh-Swash in the production booth. And I'm Austin Knight, and I hope y'all